Hi all. I just want to do a short video on using the Microsoft Windows command prompt. Some of you might know it as DOS. The reason why I want to do this is because if you're going to get into computers, computer security, Linux, PHP programming, that type of thing, it's nice to have some knowledge about using a command line. You don't need to be a genius at using the DOS prompt. The way you start this DOS prompt up, you can go in the search box and type DOS, and it brings up the command prompt there. You can type command prompt there, brings it up there. Or if you go into Windows apps and then down here in Windows system, it's the one with the black icon here, command prompt. Okay, so like you can type in version here and we get the Windows version. Lowercase is fine too. There's all types of things that you can type in here. There's books written on this stuff, so like just to give you a few examples, the date, you can go in and enter in a new date here if you want, or just hit the enter key to get out of it. Time is the same type of thing, you know, and then just hit enter key to get out of that. CLS clears the screen. CLS, you know, that's just something that I like to do. Some people just keep working at the bottom, but whenever I start something new, I always like to bring it back to the top. It just kind of helps clear my mind so I can see what I'm working on, you know. Okay, so here, this is our path. We're on the C drive, in the user folder, in the user one folder. So we're on C:. If you go to my computer here, we're on C:. We go into C:. Now we're in the users folder. We're in the users folder here. We go into the user folder. Now we're into the user one folder here. We're into the user one folder here. Okay? So if I do a dir here, dir just means to list the files in the folder. Here's the files inside that folder. See, there's the A folder, the contacts, desktop, and so on. So dir is just a fancy word for list. Give me a list. When we open a folder, you know, it automatically does a listing for us. When we move into a folder here, it doesn't automatically do a listing. We have to tell it, show us the list. We can move around inside here. You know, when we move around here, we're used to clicking here to go in here, and clicking here to go in there, and so on. But here, how do we move around on the command prompt? Okay, so we use the cd command for change directory. Okay, So we'll CD back a folder, okay, and hit the enter key. So you can see now we move back one folder. Now we'll move back another folder. Okay, now we're at the bottom level of the hard drive. We're at C colon here. See, if we do a dir here, that lists the files on C colon. AMD, drivers, and so on. Okay, so let's make a folder here. We can create a new folder here. You can go mkdir, make a folder called the A. Okay, no output means it worked. If there was an error, then you would get an output here that says, hey, something went wrong. So no output means it worked. So if we come here, we have an A folder. Okay, so now we'll move into that folder. CD into the A folder. Okay, so now we're inside the A folder here. If we create a file here, we go File, New Text File here. Do a dir, and now it lists that file for us. If we delete this file, now we do a dir, and that file's gone. We can create another folder, mkdir, we'll say a B folder. So now we have a B folder here. We can change directory into the B folder. Now we're inside the B folder. And we could do another mkdir here. We will make a C folder. So now we have a C folder. We can CD into the C folder. Now we're inside the C folder. And you can see our path shows us where we are. On Windows these days, we normally don't even worry about a path here. This here is showing us the path, you know. We're on this computer, on C drive, in A folder, in B, in C. We can move around here too, you know. We can click these little drop downs to move around here, but lots of times this isn't even displayed. We've gotten away from worried about, you know, the path. Where are we on a computer? This here, this shows us the path. This C colon and this guy here, this is our prompt. Yeah. Mainly C colon, but it also is changing as we move around. Every computer that you work on, the prompt might look different. You know, they can make this look any way they want. They can put any type of character here, but anything on the opposite side of that angle bracket, that's the prompt. We can move back a folder here. We go CD back one folder. Now we're into the B folder. Here. We can use the arrows to move through our history. These are commands that we ran earlier. Make a folder called C. Now we have our C folder back. We can move into the C folder here. And now we're into the C folder. We can move back 2 folders here. We can go CD back 1 folder and then move back a second folder. Now we're into the A folder. Let's say we had a file here, AA. That file has some text in it. You could see the contents of that file by using the type command. Type AA, and you can see I just hit the tab key there. I didn't have to type the whole thing out. When I hit the tab key, recognized what file that I wanted. It recognized it by just seeing the first few characters. That's called file name completion. On C colon here, I have a file. This file here, it's got a bunch of files in it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Go CD back a folder, and then CD into my files. Okay, now I can do a dir to list those files, but they all fly right past the screen. It's hard for us to see them. Okay, you can do a dir /W. That's for wide view. So now it prints them out wide, so we can see all the files on the screen. We can go dir page view, so it shows us a screen at a time. So you can see here it just showed us part of the files, and then we hit the enter key to see the rest of them. That's for if you go into a folder and there's hundreds of files. You can see one screen at a time. There's a file in there called A. I can copy that file. Here, see, here's the A file, and I can go copy a.text to aa.text. So now it said one file copied. So if I do a dir here, now we have 2 of them, a.text and aa.text. If I wanted to delete a file, I could say del aa, hit tab key, and it recognizes the file. And now that file is gone. Do dir, and you can see that aa.text file is gone now. So there's all types of things. There's whole books, there's whole classes on this stuff. There used to be. One college I went to, they had 2 15-week classes just on this type of thing, DOS. These days, it's really not necessary. It's nice to know what's going on here, but just the basics are good for now. I brought this up because if you don't have access to a Unix or Linux account, you can kind of get your feet wet by messing around with the DOS prompt, the command prompt. So there's all types of commands that you can run here based on like a system administration type thing. ipconfig, ping, you can ping a computer, trace a route, so on. Each one of these could be a separate video. Sometimes they're somewhat dangerous to run on your computer. You might break things, so be careful. We'll come back and we'll touch on a few of these as we move through some more videos, but I just wanted to bring this up in case you don't have access to a Linux or a Unix computer to learn the command line. You can learn the command line inside Windows, and that's a really good start. So especially if you want to do computer security on Windows, this is a great place to start. Okay, see ya. Bye.